Hey, what's up guys, it's me again and welcome back to my channel Mayta What Ifs. Today I am back with a new short movie. The name of the short movie is What If Naruto Was Reborn into the DC Universe as an Immortal. And yeah guys, it is an unscripted short movie. Now before continuing this, shout out is due where it is due. Shout out to Spidey X Arco for suggesting this idea, and it is a harem ship. The harem will be only two, well, ships with Naruto, and yes, as the story progresses you will be able to see who they are. And make sure you leave a like and subscribe to this channel, as well as follow me on my main channel Apollo Uchiha as well if you haven't already done so. And there is a story uploaded there if you haven't checked it out after, well, listening to this one. Make sure you do that as well. Enough said, without any further ado, let's begin with our today's short movie. Our story begins in a deserted land where we see nothing more than barrenness, as even the wind that blew was dry, as a lone figure was seen walking at such high temperatures that even the sun was making it visible that how much the heat the ground was radiating, creating a waving effect as the man began to walk under a robe, until he sensed as the whole earth began to shake. The man stood still, as in front of him a being materialized from thin air. It was none other than the Otsuski God. As Otsuski God Shibai Otsuki then looked towards the only lone survivor of the catastrophic events that the Otsuki brought upon this world and universe, Naruto Uzumaki himself, the fallen Hokage, and the lone survivor, the lone shinobi. Over the course of years, Naruto has grown cold and distanced, and has rarely ever spoken. And one thing he has also forgotten is how to smile and how to be always happy. As Naruto then said, "Shibai Otsutsuki, we meet again." The voice was devoid of every and each emotion as he stood there. And suddenly, we see Shibai then said, "You possess the core of chakra that I need to become a literal god. And for that, I need you to hand it over to me. Tough chance for as fuck you're going down." As now we see, Naruto disappeared, blitzing into thin air, ripping the ground beneath his feet. As the next thing Shibai did was block, as a kick was engraved next to his face. "No matter how many times you try, Uzumaki, you won't be able to achieve what you're trying to achieve. It's futile. Hand it over to me." As Naruto then did something, he crushed it and absorbed its energy, as his skin began to turn white with blue engraving marks coming over his body like KCM, as cyan, similar to cyan-like energy was erupted from his body. He has just crushed the core of chakra itself from the very face of the earth and consumed it. "You idiot! You're gonna pay for that once I consume you. Tough chance." As now we see, a battle of the decades occurred, and Naruto in the end turned out to be victorious, as Shibai in the end was turned weakened, as Naruto turned something against him, his own ego, and absorbed his own powers himself. And once weakened, Naruto defeated and sealed him away, making sure that he didn't got the karma like its son did. As soon as he was done, he smirked and smiled triumphantly until he lowered his fist. Only silence greeted him in return of this victory. "Why, I could have died and ended this nightmare. What should I do, Kurama?" He hoped that his friend was still with him, but he too had perished long ago alongside the others. All thanks to the Otsuzukis and their thirst for power and chakra. And here he was, all alone by himself, just a wanderer in the deserted, destroyed land that was once called his home. Where once was life was nothing more than that, and nothing more than silence. As Naruto then went down to his knees and cried, and screamed up to the heavens. Such a bird-curdling scream that even if it could, the dead would have been awakened by now. But that didn't happen, as that is when we see something did. It was the sage that appeared in front of him. "Naruto, my boy. What do you want, Sage? Why are you here now? I know that you feel this way, but it was how it was supposed to be. You were the child of prophecy, but it wasn't up to you to save them. It was their end. that brought them here. It wasn't supposed to go like this. It was never supposed to. It was supposed to be happy. The prophecy was supposed to end with me. The conflict was supposed to end with my suffering. Not to make me suffer. You won't have to. Your body won't be able to withhold what you have done. But we have given you a reward. You'll be created, reincarnated into a new world. What do you mean by that, created and reincarnated? Your body will be made into that world. You're going to be a divine being, Naruto. Divine being? Yes. You will be connected to Sky. Since you are already an immortal, too powerful for this mortal body, your immortal soul will be placed here in an immortal body. You will have control over the sky, wind, and over thunder. And not only that, you will be able to use chakra because you have consumed it. You are the heir of chakra itself now, my boy. As Naruto's eyes widened, but what about those who have died? I can save them with this, right? Right? I can bring them back? No. They have already moved on. Even if you tried, they won't be under the jurisdiction of Shinigami or even Yami. Kami can itself not bring them back since they have moved into the heaven, Naruto. Then why? Why me? Why can't I go there now? End this suffering, please, Sage. I'm sorry, my boy, but that world needs you as well. Why me? Why do I have to go through this again and again? For twice I have suffered the same fate. Why should I suffer it 3 times? You won't. You won't, my boy. This time you won't. We made sure that you won't. There are beings stronger than Shibuya Otsuski there. That is why you have been given these powers, and allowed to take them with you as well that you have now. There you will be a literal god, being unstoppable as it is, indestructible, without any weakness. And that is, even then, you will have to train to unlock the abilities and gain the strength and to become the one that will be able to save that world from great threats. Threats? Yes, there are a lot of them, and only you will be able to save them along with the heroes that are already chosen. Chosen heroes? What do you mean? You will soon realize. Now go. It is your time. As Naruto bursted into smears with bright light because his mortal body couldn't withhold it. As Naruto then found himself in a body of a baby, in an orphanage, in Metropolis City, in USA. As now we see, time began to pass by. Naruto was raised in that orphanage, and soon enough, he was able to study because of the government allowed it. And then after learning about the world, he was already a teenager and went to none other than Daily Planet to start his internship. As he went there, he bumped into someone. Clark Kent from a small town outside of the Metropolis City, near the outskirts, in the suburbs, known as Smallville. What's your name? My name is Clark Kent. Name's Naruto Uzumaki. You don't look Japanese. Well, let's just say that my late mother had a tendency of keep giving me unique names before she perished. I'm sorry about that. Don't worry. It's at least what my caretaker told me. Caretaker? What do you mean by that? What I mean to say is that, Mr. Kent, that I am an orphan. Oh, I apologize. I was being insensitive. It's alright. I'm used to it now. By now. So, let me guess, you're here for the internship? Yes. And you're here for the job, I believe. I already got it. It's my first day. Then I guess it's start of a new friendship. And indeed it was. As did Clark appear, so did a being known as Superman. And as Naruto appeared, so did a new being known as Shinobi, adoring a black coat and a black blank Anbu mask. He was using the Shinobi gear and Shinobi stunts to save people, and beat down criminals so bad that they begged for mercy. Superman didn't obviously like this much, but he knew what he was doing. Because once the criminal tried to use children as hostages, and that was when that man lost his hand. Some of them thought that it was outrageous, but most were in his favor. Even the celebrity Lex Luthor was, because nobody was such a scum to use children to their advantage. As now we see, back at the Daily Planet with the new team of four, Jimmy, as well as Naruto, and none other than Lois Lane and Clark Kent themselves. These four were a team, and their job was to snoop around and take photos. At least Jimmy and Naruto's was, while both the others were just good at doing the interviews. As now we see, Naruto and Clark was always teamed up, while Lois and Jimmy always were. As Naruto then said, Clark, it's a bad idea. I know what you think, Naruto, but think about it. If we get inside the safe warehouse, we will be able to expose the corrupt government that has been doing this, and you will have a lot of enemies on your back. What of that? Think about Pa and Ma for a moment. Naruto has grown attached to the Ken family, and that is why he was saying this. I know what you're trying to say, but still, this is something we have to do for the betterment. Always have to be the Superman, mumbled Naruto to himself in his heart, because he knew who Clark was. I mean, it was pretty much obvious to him, since he could sense and feel chakra. This world also had that, and he was capable of sensing thanks to it. He was shocked that the people bought it, that Clark and Superman were different just because of his glasses. And Naruto thought it was funny that he was doing this, but he didn't want to give up his friend's identity because he knew for a shinobi and for a hero how important and crucial it was. It could also eventually put a lot of people at risk as well. As now we see, Superman then sensed, and so did Naruto, that Lois and Jimmy were in trouble. Naruto, how about we end our expedition here and head back? Yeah. How about I take some photos while you head back? Go gather around with the others. I'll be there with you. Just be careful, okay? I will be, you know that. As after that we see, Naruto made a shadow clone and gave him the camera and everything, and turned his to other persona, Shinobi. As now we see, Naruto then appeared with a puff of smoke next to Superman. Yo, Superman. Shinobi, what do you want? Well, same as you. I could ask you the same question. I'm trying to save Miss Lois and Jimmy Olsen there. Well, I also heard some screams, so I am here, aren't I? Look, we can either work together or argue here. What would you have? As he tried to use his see-through vision but couldn't because something was blocking it. Sorry, Clark, but I won't allow you to do that unless you reveal your identity to me. You're not getting anything out of me. As Superman gritted his teeth. Fine. Just don't kill anyone. I won't. As now we see, the beatdown began until Naruto was slammed thanks to Superman being slammed into a container. As the container opened, and it revealed something that boiled the blood of Superman and Naruto until a huge amount of killer intent was consuming the room. And it was so much that even Jimmy passed out and Superman was brought to his knees as Naruto turned slowly towards the others. You were exporting little girls by drugging them? As Naruto beated the crap out of them to the extent that their bones were shattered. If it wasn't for Superman, who was somehow getting to his feet, slammed into Shinobi to calm him down, he would have been killed them. Let me go, Clark. They needed this. As Superman was not able to realize what Shinobi had said because of the heat of the moment until his mind were, Clark. Yes, get out of my way. They need this. How do you know that name? Said Superman with narrowed eyes. As Naruto dropped him, it's me, damn it! As Clark and Superman was taken aback. Naruto? Yes. How can you allow that to happen? You're supposed to be the hero. I could ask you the same. Why is my best friend an anti-hero? Look, I don't care about being an anti-hero or the other. We can talk about this all night long later on. But right now we need to take care of this matter. That piece of shit needs to die. No, Naruto. As much as I am with you on this one, we can't. Fine, said Naruto as he sighed. Fine. You're right. We can't. As they were trying to, reconciliate, we see that a snapshot was heard as Naruto as well as Superman's gaze turned towards Lois as well as Jimmy, who was standing there. Oh my god. As after that, we see back at Clark's apartment, both of them were seated there. While Superman was wearing the glasses, Naruto was there, just chuckling, while rubbing the back of his head. Oops. Oops, he says. After everything, he says, oops. How was it, Naruto? Faking fun of your friends right in front of their face while we were trying our best to find out your identity? Well, that was kind of the reason, wasn't it? I mean, for a shinobi, it's always like be in front of your enemy while staying invisible, kind of thing, I guess. No, it isn't. You lied to us. You know that I didn't, Lois. I had to hide my identity. Otherwise, you could have gotten in a lot of trouble. Look, you already got a scoop, did you not? We saved a lot of girls. And now you have a story to print. To awaken the people of Metropolis. We're not the sunny town we are supposed to be. Naruto is right. But please, we request you do not expose our identities. It threatens a lot of people, even you two who are close to us. Fine, Smallville. But you gotta treat me to some dinner. As Naruto punched him in the arm and said, you dog, you. I knew you'd be able to do that. Now pay up. As now we see, Jimmy as well as Clark grumbled and gave him $5 each. What? Did you? Oh, you didn't, said Lois with narrowed eyes. No, Lois, you can't back out now. You helped me won $10 bet. As Lois then snatched $5 out of his hands. Hey! I helped you, didn't I? So, I earned it, she said with a smirk. And plus, you don't want me mad, do you? Ah, fine, I guess, said Naruto with a pout on his face while the other two chuckled at this. As now we see, after these events were done, Clark and Naruto began to have these visions one night. Someone was calling out to them. As now we see, both of them while patrolling the city, halted at the Daily Planet Tower. Naruto, I have something to tell you. So do I. Are you having any visions of sort? Listen, I'm having these visions. As both of them sat in unison but stopped. Wait, you're having them as well? Yeah. You as well, right? Yeah. So, what do you think? It's it's in the it's in a nearby city. We can check it out. As the two of them arrived, so did many others. Batman was there, and many others as well. Turns out it was a Martian known as John Jones who was calling out for them. His race was trying to invade their planet and has been successful so far because many of them were impersonating important figures. And soon enough, thanks to John Jones' help, they were able to stop the invasion and free many of the people as well, ending the Martian invasion and making sure that they escaped. As that is when all the superheroes who at once were at each other's odds were standing against one another and realized that there were much more bigger threats than they seemed to the normal ones that they were able to deal with. We need something bigger if we have to deal with something like that ever again, said Naruto as his eyes narrowed as his mask was still on. Shinobi's right, said Batman. We need something. A team. A team that will monitor all over the cities and the world. But how can we be able to achieve such a big network? Said Superman. I know a person who will be able to help. And soon enough we see in the watchtower above in the space, Naruto was shocked. This is so cool, Clark, he said in a whisper. We're in space. Yes, I know, Naruto, we are, but we have something important to discuss. Remember? As now we see, the core members were there. The Flash, John Jones, the Martian Manhunter Man, and Diana Prince, or otherwise known as the Wonder Woman. And Dina Lance, the Canary, Green Arrow, and Aquaman was also there. And in the end, it was Shinobi, and as well as Superman and Batman. So we are the core members of this new society? Nah, that's too lame, said Flash. How about Justice League or something like that? As Green Lantern, who was also a member that landed there, and said, cool place. And yes, Justice League sounds nice. Fine. That is something we can agree upon. As all of them agreed, and Batman did a curt nod. As time began to pass by, Justice League began to expand until they were able to not only watch over the whole planet, but also make sure it was secure. New heroes as well as metahumans appeared that were able to display different powers, and they were being mentored by the core members now, who had made a name and Hall of Fame for themselves. But Naruto wasn't there because he was Shinobi. Even if he wasn't there and nobody had anything on him, he was still a legend, and he operated like Batman in Metropolis still. While Superman and the others dealt with outer threats, he was the last line of defense because Batman knew he would be able to do that. Because if he, with mere rage, was able to bring him to knees, he could do much more. As everything was going peaceful, we see that Brainiac appeared. He was going to make sure that Superman was gone rogue and was about to cause destruction and chaos. Batman hit the alarm as Naruto, who was Shinobi, was already there. As soon as Clark, who was out of his mind, appeared and was about to cause havoc and destruction, Naruto then said, "Sorry, Clark," as he punched the shit out of Clark until he was immobilized and was put into the hospital. And that was without kryptonite. As now we see, Naruto then did something. Using his chakra, he pumped them into his eyes, and there it was, the Rinnegan. And then he did something. A huge morph of chakra, a huge titan appeared made out of pure energy and light. People, some said, who witnessed this as an angel, as it brought out a katana like it was from a Edo period, and then it brought down it upon the ship, destroying it into blitz. But before it could fall onto the city, shields appeared surrounding it as it bounced off and slid to the other side on the outer skirts where nobody was present. As the shinobi's voice boomed, "You all are secured until you remain in this circle. I'll make sure of it." As Naruto then bursted out, and a huge orb of energy was formed as it slammed down onto the ship, ripping it apart as Brainiac was there. As Naruto was flung into the air with a sonic punch by the Brainiac, but Naruto was able to hover into the air thanks to him using chakra. And that is when he did something. His light eyes began to glow again as lightning cackled around his hands. As a sword, a katana made out of pure lightning appeared as thunder boomed above the sky. As the sword was brought down with huge tornado ripping out of it with a single slice, the Brainiac's brain was slashed in half, destroying it alongside with the others. As Naruto then made a hand sign, "Fire style, fire, majestic flame destroyer," as they witnessed from Naruto's shinobi's mouth, huge wave of flames came out that destroyed and burned down everything to ash. As now we see, Naruto landed on his knees and was panting heavily. "This was the first time I tapped into this power," thought Naruto to himself. "Wait, Clark." As now we see, Naruto arrived and grabbed Clark and arrived back to the watchtower. While unbeknownst to him, Lois and Jimmy had already recorded this, and it was already live streamed through Daily Planet to everywhere else. People began to know how strong Shinobi was in reality, and how he was able to save everyone. Many thought that he was like Superman, but many began to realize that he was much more stronger than him. And then those who were working from the shadows became scared, much more terrified, because they have witnessed what he was capable of doing. Just a glimpse maybe, but what he was truly capable of doing. He brought Superman down to his knees without kryptonite that Lex Luthor and many others relied upon while he was in his uncontrollable state. As now we see, as Superman was recovering near the sun, Naruto was next to him and he brought flowers as well. "Sorry, Clark, I didn't mean to go hard on you, but you were not in the right state of mind, as you could see. Yeah, but it hurts like, yeah, I'm sorry about that, Clark. I'm gonna not forgive you just yet, young man. You're gonna treat me to a nice buffet after this." "Now that is something I can do." "Yeah, like how you owe me $5,000 already, Naruto, or have you forgotten?" "Oh, jeez, don't remind me already. I'm broke as it is. With all this superhero work, how am I gonna pay myself? I'm not fast as you, but you have shadow clones. You'll find a way." "Yes, Shinobi, you will. Now, please with me. We need to find out what you did." "Geez, Bruce. Still as curt as ever, I can see." As Batman turned and glared at him, but it didn't work. "Look, your glare doesn't work on me. You know that, right?" I know, Naruto, but still, you are a potential threat, you know that, right? And that is what I like about you, Bruce. Straight, brutal honesty. Something that is much, much appreciated than dishonest, nice compliments. Hmm. So tell me, I am an immortal being. I was failed to save my own world after being nominated as the child of prophecy. Well, I did save my world, but it was already written down that it will go down in history as doom. I was sent here in order to aid you, reincarnated after this body for myself was created. So you are not from this world. I am from this world, in a sense, as you can see me now, but I'm reincarnated here from a different one. Reborn, as you can say. So I see. I see. That is nice to know, I guess. Yes. And that is why you named yourself Naruto Uzumaki, because that was your name from the previous life? Yes, it is. Look, I fought a god in my final battle before my body couldn't contain the power that I possessed. That is why this body was made and I was sent here because this world needed my help. I'm not here to traumatize or terrorize anyone. I swear you that much. And what if you do? Then use this seal. It is a chakra suppressor. You just have to slap it on my neck. That is something that is hard to achieve, Naruto. I know, but you knowing you, you'll be able to do that. Replicate it as much as you can. I'll teach you how to use chakra from tomorrow onwards. As Bruce was taken aback by that, what do you... You're the only one who is immortal amongst us now, Bruce. But you possess chakra within you like every other being does. And that is what I aim to do. Teach you how to use it and utilize it as a weapon. That will come in handy. I see. Then from tomorrow we'll begin. And so they did. Bruce was not only able to learn faster than ever, but also since Naruto was teaching him, he was at least before the chakra unlock and usement and training was at least up to a higher level Jonin, but now he was much faster than a Kage level Shinobi as well, and stealthy. He was able to make 2 shadow clones as well. And not only that, he was able to use fire element and a lot of stealthiness. But Naruto told him that he has other elements as well, such as air, and he was able to lace his, well, glove blades that were in the form of pointy stuff at the end and coated with air as well to make it razor sharp. And he was also able to learn some healing ninjutsu as well, and how he was able to climb up walls without needing them and using chakra to run at higher speeds. And this helped Bruce extremely, as now we see 2 years have passed by since the Brainiac attacked, and since Shinobi has been regarded as the strongest amongst the core member even, as now we see in the Batcave in Gotham, Naruto was seated there. Since he was there on a vacation, he thought why not help Bruce out. So this place Arkham Asylum. Why are you keeping alive people like Joker and Scarecrow? It is necessary, Naruto. I know you don't aim to kill aimlessly, but look, Bruce. Because I was like you once, I have lost multiple people. I know you hate it when I remind you of that, but you need to realize that you can't save everyone. No matter how much time they live, they will continuously just harm and harm. Look, I know what I'm doing, Naruto. You have to trust me. Do you even trust yourself, Bruce? I know you don't. Listen to your heart. The chakra that is coursing through your body now will tell you. You're a sensor as well, or have you forgotten? You can sense people's emotions. Do so, and listen, and then decide. As now we see, over the course of years, Naruto had seen Batman and Robin, but each time it was a different kid, and this time it was a sassier kid who was like Batman himself. Hey Damien, what is he doing here, father? He's here because he is my sensei, and he's also here because I asked for him to be here. A lot of things have been bothering me, and he has been my sensei and has been able to help me. I thought maybe I needed advice. So finally given in to your darker side and tried to do the right thing that was needed. Well, the right thing that was needed will be done, Damien, but not to the darker side. One should never give in to it. Why? You have. I was in a darker place, but I was able to come to light before my death. And even now I am at peace. Every now and then I am enraged and go to that place, but I am able to control my emotions and come back. It was all thanks to the rigorous training as a sage that I did when I was younger. Yes, that is correct. Now look, time is up, Bruce. I guess I'll return back before they chew my ears out. Yeah, good luck with that. As now we see Naruto teleported back in Metropolis and in this time into his own apartment that he was able to buy instead of rent out. Thanks to Bruce paying him by being paying him fees of being his sensei, which was quite a lot, and he was now going on easy while still working as a full-time photographer for Daily Planet now with steady income, thanks to his shadow clones being there that were now solid clones. And Bruce Wayne and Batman were also at two places at one time, thanks to the shadow clone as well. And this was making it easier for everyone. Bruce now trusted Naruto much more than ever before because he was trained by him, and not only that, he knew what Naruto was like because Naruto told him the tales of his own sensei and how he was raised and trained, and as well as how he came to be in the end. As Diana was there inside his apartment, wearing his shirt while nothing else, and bare feet, as she then said, "Where were you?" As she had a sword in her hand. And she wasn't alone. Right behind her was another girl who was wearing a huge full-sleeved t-shirt and small shorts that were hidden beneath it. It was Supergirl, otherwise known as Kara Zor-El. Hey Kara, why are you both pissed? We are pissed because you were not present here. Tonight was a movie night. We were supposed to watch a movie at home while enjoying some popcorn and Pop-Tarts, said Diana. Don't forget about them. Yes, those as well. Where were you? I was with Bruce. He needed my help. Yes, he needed your help, and you forgot about us, didn't you? Look, ladies, we're civil here, right? We can sort this out, right? As that is when Superman, while having dinner with Lois on the other side at a fancy restaurant, heard a scream of his friend. What is it? I think I heard Naruto screaming. As that is when he zoomed his vision on his apartment from there and smirked. What is it? What made you laugh? Tell me, said Lois as she was interested. Well, he's having a lover's quarrel with both of his lovers. Ah, poor his soul. Messing with two of the most strongest women in the planet, maybe. What do you mean by that? Do you want something like that as well, Mr. Smallville? No, ma'am. Not me. I am happy as I am. Good to know. Then focus on us, then. Of course I will. As Lois had a smirk on her face as well. As now we see, up above in the universe, a being has been given reports by the spies. So you're certain that the Brainiac thing has been killed a few years back by this being? Yes, the being is much more powerful than Superman, my liege. He was not only brought to his knees, but put in bed, from what it seems like, without the use of kryptonite. Interesting. Who else is this being? He was able to bring down and destroy Brainiac. Something we thought was not possible. Even his ship was destroyed, and he didn't have enough time to upload himself to the other backup body before he was turned into ash. The more I listen, the more I'm intrigued. I really wish to meet this man and have a one-on-one with him. Set course to Earth. It's time we pay Superman a visit. Finally, as now we see, everything was going peaceful at Earth until a boom tube appeared, as back in Watchtower, the Green Lantern and the others were on high alert as they could sense warships approaching. As Superman arrived in front of them, but he was shot down, and then Naruto did, as a huge entity made out of chakra was standing there, a Susanoo, as it was glaring down at the ships that were looking like miniature toys in front of it. Stand down, boomed the voice. You have entered the stratosphere of Earth. If you move any closer, you will be shot down. As Darkseid, who was still hovering above his board with his hand behind his back, then arrived there. So you are this being called Naruto, an immortal, right? I am an immortal myself. If you are able to survive and overpower me or able to kill me, my men will fall back and never bother Earth ever again. Deal. Naruto, don't listen. I have to. As Naruto erupted his clones from the seals that were placed on the shoulders. I'm sorry, but it is for your own good. As Naruto zip-tied their hands and chakra slapped Bruce. What are you doing? As Naruto and his clones made hand seals, as a golden spear appeared around Earth and the Watchtower. Boss has erupted a barrier. He knows that this is the being that he was warned about. Remember he told you? No, it can't be. It is, unfortunately. That is why he has to take precautionary measures. And so, Naruto turned into his true form as a jacket appeared that was white with tomas in them, as did a cape, as white linings appeared when he was KCM state mode, but this time around they were black, as Naruto's eyes opened to reveal Rinnegan, as he glared at the man, who could sense the energy. Let us fight then. As the battle began between two titans, as they clashed, the earth itself shook, feeling a huge amount of shock waves, and so could be felt within the watchtower. What is this? Madness. As that is when we see both of them were going full on all out, as even Darkseid was being wounded and so was Naruto. But Naruto, using his lightning ability, was able to summon lightning even in the space. Kirin! As huge amount of dragon descended one after the other, as Naruto yelled out the name again and again and again and again, as Darkseid let a blood-curdling scream out, as huge amount of blood was splattered everywhere, as he stood up. As he formed a smirk on his face. I must give you where the credit is due. I did not anticipate that I would have such fun. You really are a true worthy challenger, Naruto Uzumaki. But you will go down. As that is when, using his ships, he combined them into the armor. And soon he was the size of a titan. Naruto was a mere insect in front of him. As Naruto, using his Susanoo and everything that he had, formed the perfect final titan form of Susanoo, the most perfect Susanoo ever seen. A white one with pure white wings, with two blades that were merging of pure white energy that burned brighter than the sun in both hands. As Naruto narrowed his eyes, then you shall meet your end here. As I leveled the fields out, and once again both titans blurred as they crashed into the moon and to the other orbits, and in the end, Naruto brought them to the sun. As Diana and Supergirl screamed, "No, Naruto!" But Naruto was flicked away from the moon, while Darkseid and all of his armada and his whole armor melted in the heat of sun while being dissolved there. As Naruto was then saved by Superman and brought back inside. After listening that he was alive, the clones unlocked all of their zip ties and deactivated the chakra suppressors. As Bruce then said, Damn it, Naruto. I should have known that you have a backup plan after all. Nothing less do I expect from this man who taught me. But that's not the point here. The point is that if he dies, then what next? Will be able to save us when the time is right. Because I know now that there are much more stronger beings out there, even stronger than Naruto, or even stronger than Darkseid that he defeated. Batman had a hunch, and his hunches came true. So that is why he knew Naruto's survival was necessary, and in the end, due to extensive care, he was able to survive. And he had to hear a lot of an earful from his lovers over the course of years that he had gained. Both Kara and Diana were not happy with this, while Dina Lance and her husband now, Oliver Queen, were quite amused by their friend, and so could be said for Wally West and Iris, and the others that were present there. But more than ever, the more pissed were Superman, aka Clark Kent, Lois Lane, and Jimmy Olsen, and Batman as well, because they were the peoples that Naruto created bonds with, even more so than Diana and Kara themselves. Even the two of the ladies were left baffled and shocked at how protective they were of Naruto and how far they would go. Naruto had a lot of explaining to do, and a lot of, making up to, but in the end he was able to do that. Now we see back on Earth, it was peaceful everywhere. There was no war going on, there was no criminal activity, because even from the space they have witnessed the true strength of a shinobi. was announced by Lois Lane with his consent that Shinobi was nothing more than a spirit of deity, spirit or a deity of Metropolis City that has manifested in the form of a hero to arrive to save us. And many people bought it because of how divine abilities of Shinobi were. Codemus wanted to replicate it, but they couldn't. The heroes wouldn't, or the government wouldn't allow it, because they knew if they did, there will be hell to pay. It was a holy entity that they were messing with. And as for Naruto, we see that he was able to enjoy his peaceful life and was happy that he was able to create new bonds. He still missed his old family and his old home, but he was no longer of that place. It was Naruto of DC now, where he belonged and has found a home now. And he was going to be a father again. His Boruto and Himawari, he knew were going to come back to him through both of his wives now. As this is where I'm going to be leaving this short movie off, guys. I hope you enjoyed this one, and if you did, then make sure you leave a like and subscribe to my channel if you like the content of this channel. As this is Mayta, and I'm signing off for the day. I'll see you in the next one. Peace.